I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?
Welcome, everyone. You're now listening to the Say With Your Chest podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. Lightskin Key Sweat. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Please continue to repost. Please continue to share. Please continue to provide feedback directly to me. I really do appreciate all of the love and support that I've received thus far, especially since being on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. I also want everyone to know that we got new merch. Now we got the new merch. We got the Not Too Much on Me hoodies out right now. These hoodies definitely were inspired by a friend of mine. Shout out Lil D. We was having a little conversation. He gave me a little feedback. He said, I say something a lot on the pod. He said, you should put it on a shirt. I said, you know what? Maybe I should. But I don't like t-shirts. So I created a hoodie. So I appreciate that, Lil D. I appreciate the feedback, and I'm looking for more feedback. Please reach out. Let me know if you got any ideas. Let me know if you got any suggestions. I don't mind. Be respectful. Now we also have our playlist on Tidal, the Love Up On Me playlist. That's our R&B vibes, as well as the Slaps. That's our hip-hop vibes. Now, we might create another playlist on another platform soon, but we're not sure yet. And we're not sure which platform. So if you want to see a playlist created on a platform that you use that's not Tidal, if we get enough recommendations for the same platform, that'll be the platform that we create on. That's how we'll go ahead and do that. So reach out directly. Let me know how you feel. Hey, ladies, I just want to say I'm sorry for spending so much time talking about sports on the last episode. I've been away for a while, and there was a lot of topics in the sports department that I need to catch up on. So we won't be doing it like that for a while, but I appreciate y'all sticking with me, and I hope I didn't lose too many of y'all on the previous episode. I promise y'all, it was a pretty decent episode, and it really wasn't just about sports. So definitely check it out, and I appreciate everyone who's already checked it out. Now, on today's episode, we have a lot more other topics to give our little feedback on, things that's caught our attention over the past couple months. But before we jump straight into that, I do have some sports to talk about. Ladies, hey, sorry. But football is back. The men are happy. I just want to say that real quickly. I'm not going to talk too much about football. I just want to say it don't matter if it's NFL or if it's college, ladies. We want to watch the game. It is not time for you to be talking about watching some little reality shows or some Love Island or watching them scary movies or watching some reruns or some old movies that we've seen many, many times. So right now it's time for sports. Please get with the program. Please allow your man some freedom, some flexibility to do things, to spend some time in the other room of the house watching sports. Some of you fellas already be on that side of the house. Some of y'all already be playing the game a lot. Noah be trying to get me to play the game. We played the game recently. It's cool. I'm getting a little too old. But I'll play with him. Pause. On the game. Again, pause. But I'll do that some of the times. But that's about it. I don't know why I even have these games. I'm too old for this. But I need to start practicing a little bit more because that's the one thing he can consistently win at. And I need to change the narrative. But I don't mind fellowshipping with my guy. But sports are back. Predominantly football. The sports right before this during the summer, most people don't care too much about. Not too much though. No disrespect to the ladies, to soccer, the big three. No disrespect. However, we not checking. That's when we allow the ladies to dictate what's on TV a little bit more. That's when we're a little more outside. It's hot. We outside. We not sitting by the TV as much during the summer as it's not as much enjoyable things to watch. But the weather is changing right now. And guess what else is changing? What's on TV? Football back. I like a little college. I went to Tulane. I like that they be doing well these past few years in football. I hope they continue to do well. I also like LSU, number 3 in the nation right now. Not too mad at none of that. LSU got a lot of highs and lows. Hopefully, they stick with it. It is not easy to dominate in the SEC, but hopefully they do well. Again, I have a few teams that I like, but again, I just like competition. Now, the NFL, we're not going to talk too much about who won and who lost. Again, ladies, the men are just happy. We smiling more. Fantasy football, bye. We definitely playing fantasy football. Again, all games was kind of good. Even some of the games that wasn't as close. Even some of the teams that usually aren't that good. It did not matter. Football was on. Even my trash Saints. We still gonna be trash. But football's back. Fantasy football's back. Sports is dominating. Hey, ladies, go out with your man. Go do some things. Go have some fun. Make sure it's centered around sports. Now, I know normally it's centered around food. However, there's food everywhere. So figure out what kind of wings you like. What's your favorite flavor? And make sure you go into a few more sports bars than fine dining right now. This ain't the time for fine dining. This is the time to make sure there's TVs in the background, no matter where you go. Especially if it's on a Thursday, a Saturday, or a Sunday. Just saying. And sometimes Monday nights. Not that people should be really doing anything on a Monday, but if we are, make sure that TV in the background. Just saying. Now, that's it, ladies. I'm sorry. I don't want to say no more. I appreciate your time. See, we gave a little quickie real quick. Nothing too much. Just a little something, a little tip. That's it. Thank you for your time. Now I'm gonna be all over the place a little bit in my topics, okay? You know, I've kind of categorized some things to better organize my thoughts. However, I am not in no type of chronological order, so bear with me. However, I know I'm talking about things you know. So definitely talk back at the screen, laugh with me, tell me where I'm right, tell me where I'm wrong, as usual. Now, aren't we happy? Them kids back in school? Is it just me? Now, I do know that this is the feeling we get every year. You know, it's like Christmas, you know, because Christmas coming up. Don't wait till the last minute to start shopping. We're going to get into that in some future episodes. But thank you for letting these kids go back to school. Thank you for giving them something to do during the day. We understand what our parents was feeling when they had us when we was young. That's break time. Even if you at work, you still don't have to be as responsible like you have to do in the summertime. Especially if you trying to save a few dollars. Especially when them kids start getting a little older or if them kids super young. See, those them ages where you're not really trying to do camp. It's not too many places you really could bring. And if you're doing some things, it's going to be kind of expensive. You really hoping you got some support at home or some family members you can reach out to. But we back in school. There's events going on already. My daughter just went to her first homecoming. She had a great time. So although we are happy these kids are back in school, just know it comes with a price. So keep that in mind. Now you see school just started and they already got school shootings going on. They done had something in Minnesota at a Catholic school. And most recently they had a school shooting at a high school in Colorado. See, again, we need to love up on these kids just a little bit more. We need to learn what's going on with these kids just a little bit more. Figure out how they feel about some things before some things start to happen. Who are their parents? I hope we still convicting parents for the things their kids do. That's what I'm on the lookout for. See, that's what's going to really bring down some of the crime when it comes down to kids doing different things. And I don't think it need to just be school shootings. I think it need to be a little more applicable at the lower level. They should have a parent kid jail. They should have a jail where the parent and the kid both go to jail together. You go live with your kid in jail and see if you still want to live in jail. Just you and your badass kid with other parents and they badass kids. You can't drop your badass kid off to nobody. You got to deal with your badass kid. So again, this is not just an adult jail. This is a family jail. We sending a family together to jail. See, we need to start doing some things like that. I know it's going to be some co-ed here and there. I don't care. Let the parents figure it out. Because guess what? Let the parents deal with the problems. You see how that works? See, if them kids do something in that family jail, the parents already there to babysit. Parents already there to discipline or to take some type of responsibility or to go ahead and help out with the punishment. I don't know. That's just a suggestion. Keep that in mind. Luckily, there was some people doing their job in Washington where they found a 13-year-old boy who was supposedly plotting on doing some sort of mass shooting himself out in his area. So they was able to arrest him. Again, 13. Arrest this young boy and realize that he had a lot of plans and a lot of weapons. Now, how he making money? I don't know. How is he transporting himself to purchase these items? I don't know. Who's getting these things for him? See, again, family jail. We going to jail together. And again, we're not doing this co-ed over here, co-ed over there. We're not doing this. You get one sentence, this other one get another sentence. No, the parent gonna get 5 years. That kid gonna get 5 years. You with your parent. See, I want to see something like that implemented, Trump. You're doing a lot of things, but let me see you do some things like this. This gonna have some people act right. This gonna have some parents start disciplining their kids ASAP, but not too much. It's not easy being a parent. It's not easy. It's not easy raising these kids. Look at the lady who worked at Burger King, who recently just lost her job. Now, she first became famous, went viral because she was at Burger King one day and everybody else called off but her. And she actually stayed at work and ran the job. She was allowing customers to place orders while she did the cooking and the serving and the collecting of the money. Now, I don't know how she didn't get robbed a few times that day, but nonetheless, she got recognized for her hard work at Burger King. However, most recently, she's a little more frustrated. She's a little more upset that they fired her for being late to work, as I don't think she was communicating as best as she maybe needed to that she was going to be late to work. See, sometimes you need to communicate in advance. Be upfront. Don't just be surprising people of some things, as she didn't like being surprised that people didn't show up to work either. Again, not showing up the whole day versus not showing up an hour or so is two different things. And Where's the grace for this lady, Burger King? Nonetheless, I think that's something interesting I saw most recently. Something else I saw in the news, in entertainment right now. We in entertainment news. Why is Jackie Christie and her daughter on TV fight? Now, I do not watch this type of TV show. So this is not in the TV movie section of the podcast. However, this is in the parenting section. And don't we all wish we could have put our hands on our kids just a little bit more? Now, some of y'all, I ain't gonna tell on myself. So some of y'all have definitely put your hands on your kids, but not too much on y'all. But sometimes them kids need their hands put on them a little bit. They get a little bit beside themselves. Now, what I've noticed a little bit from some of you gentle parents is that your kids are a little more resemblance of you. They act just like you. They do what you allow them to do, as you want to be allowed to do some of those things too. Not sure if that's the best parenting tactic or technique, but teach. However, when your kids start being a little more disobedient, and if they don't have good home training, what will they do? Will they step to you all aggressively? I already told y'all these kids a little more bigger than us, a little more taller than us, wear the same shoe size at a lot younger of an age. You swapping clothes with your teenager. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what's in the food. I believe it has something to do with AI. That's all I want to say, but not too much. At the end of the day, what are we going to do with these kids? Are you the type of parent like Jackie to put your hands on these kids or not? Now, see, one thing I've kind of noticed, even though I've not been privileged to have this opportunity, is that women can put their hands on their daughters and the men can put their hands on the boys. Although I know that the ladies feel like they can put their hands on whomever they feel like, including all types of men, which includes their children. Now back to should you fight your kid or not, we all know we should not put our hands on our kids. We all know it takes resilience to control yourself, to hold yourself back from doing and saying things to these kids. Now, Jackie's daughter was grown. Sorry. Sometimes when you of an adult age, you might need hands put up on you. She can't keep talking about she gonna go call her daddy. Sorry. Now, I don't know a lot about what's going on and they drama. I don't watch the show. That was just a clip, a highlight that I saw. And it made me think, would I put my hands on my kid? And I don't know, I might. So if she listening, don't do like Jackie's daughter did to me. Don't do it to your mama either. Your mama might do it too. So keep that in mind. Now, like I said earlier, I believe parenting is one of the hardest jobs in the world. That's why I believe in whippings. I believe you should beat your kids. Sorry. Now, I believe there's levels. I believe you shouldn't beat your kids like they some grown adults, unless they are a grown adult. And even in that, you should have some control. You should always have control with anything you're doing in life. Sorry. Why y'all doing so many things and you don't have no control? Interesting. But again, no one said this was going to be easy. No one said parenting was supposed to be fun and cupcakes all the time. It's not. There's some good moments here and there, but just know it is earned. Usually it comes after a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of crying nights, a lot of times feeling underappreciated, male and female. More female than males, because you men ain't hitting on too much in the parenting department, but for those who are, you get what I'm talking about. It's not easy. And these kids don't really make it easier for us to keep pushing on, but they did not ask to be here. So what else are you going to do? A lot of y'all be asking for help, but it's your responsibility So again, what are you going to do? Now, for me, I don't believe you're supposed to lose yourself and your kids. I believe you're supposed to prioritize your kids. They're supposed to be number one priority in your life. However, they're not supposed to be the only priority in your life. Please make sure that you don't lose relationships, you don't lose jobs, you don't lose friendships because of these kids. Make sure you have good balance in your life while you trying to find ways to discipline a little more adequately. Again, trial and error. Look at the results. Are things actually working? You know you're a gentle parent. You know you allowing your kid to do some things they shouldn't be doing. You know you don't want nobody else to see what your kid be doing in the house. A lot of parents struggling right now. A lot of parents don't know what to do. There's all this information out there in the world, and sometimes what you reading ain't applicable to you right now. Again, some stuff is, some stuff isn't. What you gonna do? Hope you got a lot of patience. That's all I'm gonna say. Where there is a will, there is a way. I don't know, y'all. Be careful. Stay on the lookout. Know what's going on in your kids' lives. Anything can happen at any second. Just look at Dog the Bounty Hunter and his new little situation. He thought he was going to be able to rebound after Beth passed away a while back. Not that long ago, but a while back. Well, he got him a new little wife, and this new wife had a son already. His now stepson had a little situation where he killed his newfound brother, who was Dog the Bounty Hunter's son. So we gonna see what all happened. I haven't heard much. See, I be wanting to hear a little bit more on these type of stories a little more loudly. Why are these stories not getting covered a little bit more? Like I said, on this episode, I want to bring up things that's catching my eye that I'm really not hearing that much about, that I want to let you know that I saw too. Now, I believe the people in New Orleans wish they could go hire Dog the Bounty Hunter so they could go capture this last escapee. Now, just got one left. Now, I believe he listened to me and watched Shawshank Redemption. Now, he didn't actually listen to me, for anybody listening to me, but I believe he actually watches Shawshank Redemption. You can get away if you do some things quietly. So, not too much on him. They really not talking too much. They hoping people kind of forget, as they got a lot more other things going on in the city. You see, not too far from the city, they finally expelled the Omega Psi Phi fraternity from the Southern University School based on the hazing and killing of Caleb Wilson. So you knew something was going to happen. Can't keep having all these hazing situations, these deaths, these crimes, people going to jail. Can't just keep having suspensions every 5 years or so. Then you get to come on back. So I guess if you want to be an Omega, you're not going to be going to Southern in Baton Rouge. Again, another case that I wish we would hear a little bit more about. What's going on? What are the charges? I remember people got arrested. I did see some people got bonds. This stuff made headlines. Boosie was out here donating and creating campaigns for people to give back. Even though Boosie might be going to jail too, but we're going to get to that a little later. And some more New Orleans news. I don't know what's going on. I do not understand why everybody won't commit crimes. Why is the mayor of New Orleans potentially going to jail? Why is the city indicting her on fraud charges? Why they say she was messing with the help? That's all I want to say. I don't know. She moving money around, doing some things strange for some change. I ain't gonna hold you. I saw her outside a few times. Not doing nothing, but just out and about. The city's small. I know a lot of people know her. I thought she was just a little more relatable. See, sometimes you going ahead thinking you connecting with the people, and the people don't have your best interests. Keep that in mind. I'm definitely hoping to hear a little bit more about this. She actually just pleaded not guilty most recently. So fraud is intent. Intent is fraud. Seemed like the city want her to go to jail. Seemed like she didn't ruffled some feathers, and some people out there do not like her. Because if you like me, why wouldn't you give me a chance to earn some forgiveness? Why can't I repent for my sins and then go ahead and do better and be treated better? Again, don't we all make mistakes? Can't we all learn from them? Is anyone perfect but God? I don't know. I mean, that's just my belief. Look how they finally got justice for Breonna Taylor. Supposedly 33 months that one police officer got. They're not even going to allow for him to do the full 33 months. What's 33 months for killing and taking somebody's life? There should just be a standard for killing across the board for anyone. But you see the type of world we live in. Some people, I guess, their lives aren't as important as others. But this is the type of world we living in right now. There's been a lot of other slayings by cops over the years, and they didn't even get anything close to this. So I guess we're supposed to be happy with this, but we're a long way from where we need to be at. Just like what was going on in Charlotte on the train, where this guy just randomly, at least according to the video, I watched the video. Again, luckily I watched the clean version where they don't show the actual stabbing part. But why did this guy just reach in his pocket and stab this lady in her neck? They did not get on the train at the same time. To me, it's almost like something I've seen in a movie. This just can't be random in my mind. I felt like this some type of hitman type circumstance. But we really live in a dangerous world. We really have some weird people out amongst us who we cross paths every day and don't know what they're actually capable of. Like I said, everybody need to be careful. Some places we thought was safe, not as safe as we thought. That's a ball. Also, now look how they've had another tragic incident. They had a 6.0 magnitude earthquake hit over the past couple weeks, killing over 2,000 people, injuring over 3,000 people, damaged homes, cities, towns. They will not be able to rebuild no time soon. Again, it's sad. This is the world we live in. And if you think you got things going on, just know others have it worse. I'm not saying you can't be sad about your situation, but don't sit in that sadness. Figure something out to do to help yourself get out of that funk. Do better. And it starts with you. Nobody else is supposed to help you, pull you out of your funk. It starts with you. Look at the situations around the world as motivation, encouraging you that time is not waiting on anyone. You don't always have tomorrow. Look at the activist who was giving a speech in Utah at a school. You know, you think you go places like the train, schools, like it's supposed to be safe. I know when I was young, I never had any fear be robbed. I was not thinking that someone would try to kill her. Somebody you don't know. Somebody you did not do anything to. I was not thinking that was possible when I was young. I was not thinking that was possible till the last 10 years. Again, I be minding my business. I don't really watch the news. Although we hear what goes on and you know things happen, the more and more it continues to happen, the more random of acts things are happening, you see we really have some evil people in the world. Again, this activist was giving a speech, and it does not matter who he was affiliated with. Yes, I know he had a friendship with Trump. You know, Trump then already came out giving some speeches saying that this was super tragic. Mr. Charlie Kirk, activist. Again, super crowded event, and then boom. It's like watching a TV show that you don't want to be a part of. You know, a lot of people don't value life. A lot of people not scared to die. You know, sometimes I wonder if Trump's scared to die. You know, you see he was sick not too long ago. They're not talking about it, but I thought he had some little disease. I'm not sure. I don't even know what it was called, but I haven't heard much. I also don't hear much about them Epstein files. Every time he hears something, he try to come back with some smart remark. He don't like hearing it at all. He want people to move forward. He want people to forget about it. Say it's not true. But Trump name keep coming up. We want to know what they saying. We want to know what the letters say, what the reports say. What the memoirs say. We know he was out there. We know he done did some things strange for some change. Just look at his wife. Look at that age difference. See, there's a lot of men out here who married to some ladies who you think they legal now, but maybe they didn't start out legal. We're gonna mind our business. But there's a lot of people who maybe been doing some grooming, but I'm gonna mind my business for right now. But Trump right there, he in the mix. He knows some things because he was a part of some things. That's why some things seem to be questionable when people not living anymore, but maybe could have said some things about him. Keep that in mind. Now, why he feel like every time he say some things, people supposed to jump. Say something, everybody supposed to listen. I believe he wants us to be under a dictatorship. He don't even want to allow Cracker Barrel to change their logo. Soon as he says something, then they go back to the old logo. Like, why y'all listening to him? See, I don't know. I know some other people might have wasn't as happy, but if you did some research, if you felt like this was a good decision move to help your business move forward, then why not make this decision for yourself? Why allow outsiders to come in and influence you? Cracker Barrel, are you even making money? Do people even eat at Cracker Barrel? I don't. So maybe I need to go back minding my business. Maybe this don't have nothing to do with me. Maybe this one of them places that ain't for people who look like me. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll let y'all know on what I find when I do some research on Cracker Barrel. But like I say, Trump does what he wants. You see, there's no more Medicaid resources, or he's restructuring the program. You see food stamps going away, or again, restructuring, which means you can't use and abuse things like you used to. Again, whatever he changing is not going to be favorable for people who look like you. I just want to throw that out there. I hope you got a backup plan. Hope you've been saving some money. While you've been getting all the extra help, hope you've been being able to put a few dollars to the side. See, anytime you're receiving help, you got to always know that it's always temporary. At least it's supposed to be. Somebody supposed to be helping you out to give you strength, give you time to get yourself together. That's how things supposed to work. That's what he trying to get us to be back on. However, he not going to do it the right way. It's going to have a little bit more of some slavery undertones, just in my opinion. Like one of the politicians out in Texas, the lady said, racist. Everything they doing over there, racist. That's what you're seeing. It's clear as day. It is what it is. I don't know why y'all voted for him. See, that's y'all fault. You should not have voted for him, and you should have given Kamala a chance. And I get you did not like everything she was doing. All them concerts. I get it. It's cool. She tried to be a little more like him, and that was not where you were strong at, boo. Now you want to come out write books talking about Joe Biden, who gave you a chance, who allowed you to be the first female VP, let alone African American halfway. But you are the first. I'm not saying you wrong. I saw the quotes. I read up on what you were saying. My only point is you could have kept it to yourself. You didn't have to put it in your book. Why are you even writing a book? I get it. You didn't win. You should have won. They should have given you a chance over Trump. They regretting it. You done already told people a few times, Miss Kamala, that I told you so. And you did. You told everybody what it was going to be. And a lot of people didn't want to listen. And now, this is where we at. Everybody wish we had Barack and Michelle, and they say they're not coming back. They say they still together, though. But they say they're not coming back to being president. They're not trying to come back. They're not trying to change no laws. They don't want to deal with this stuff no more. It's a lot more of a headache than it is a benefit to them. And they done already did their part. It's time for somebody else to step up. That's what they're saying. And they're saying, don't be trying to provoke us by mentioning our love lives, challenging if we together or not. Mind your business. And yes, we still together. Just because we not always together don't mean we having issues. See, I like them type of relationships. I like when you can go ahead and do separate things but still come back together. I like being private. I like not everybody need to know what you got going on. And I like that both parties who are involved are happy and mutually agreeing upon how people moving around, being adults at the end of the day. I also like how Miss Michelle have shared a few times that she did not always like Barack. She said if we've been together 20, 30 years, I might have had about 10, 15 where I wasn't liking him. See, a lot of ladies can't go 10, 15 minutes or 10, 15 days or 10, 15 months, let alone 10, 15 years without liking somebody and still sticking around. See, Miss Michelle definitely come from a generation who, for one, stay in them relationships for them kids. Okay. Now, I get it. This generation, they don't be doing that. They do not believe in staying in the relationship for the benefit of the kids because they don't think it benefits the kids. They think they can get the money regardless. They aren't thinking about the kids, is what you learn. A lot of people not willing to sacrifice and go through some things and rebuild and work through some things and be somewhat unhappy and struggle in certain departments for them kids. Not this new generation, not the aunts and aunties. No, 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 no. They don't do that. See, these grandmas, grandpas, that generation, they was doing those type of things. But the aunts and aunties, them YNs, they don't know nothing about that, okay? 40, 30, 20s, they don't know nothing about that, okay? They don't know nothing about struggle, heartache, and pain. See, that's where a lot of your old school R&B music came from. Struggle, heartache, and pain, going through stuff, but still putting up with some things. See, nothing was perfect. Everybody make mistakes, including you. See, everybody don't see that part. But, I just hope people listen to Miss Michelle. I know she got a new little podcast out with her brother. I've not checked out the episode again. I've seen some clips. But you hope that people who want to be in relationships, who are in relationships, listen to those who have been in relationships a lot longer than you, who also share that there's been ups and downs, that it ain't always good times. However, sometimes you need to still stay, and also sometimes it's okay to go. So you need both sides. You need people who cool with trying and testing the waters and seeing, but knowing that you got options. You got to always know you got options. Some of y'all know y'all got options when y'all don't have options, though, because y'all think the court is your options, but not too much on y'all. Hey, moving forward and not too much on Tamar Braxton, I just want to say some prayers. I like me some Tamar. She is the only Braxton that I do like, actually. And she said she was in a pool of blood. I don't know what that is. I also saw some doctor of hers say some of that wasn't true. So I'm not sure. I don't know who to believe. It seems like a cry for help. See, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. Cry for help. Wanting attention. Lusting for attention. Desiring for someone to want them, not happy with who they already are. Sometimes you got to love up on yourself. Although you got to know you still have room for improvement, but you ain't got to do all that. Got to know there's levels. Got to know you're not perfect, but got to know you don't need no surgery. See the difference? A lot of levels in between before we get to surgery. That's all I want to say. They got the gym. That's definitely in between, but not too much. But hey, Tamar, I wish you well. I hope some of those things not true. I hope you're getting better. I hope you wasn't really in a pool of blood. Hope you get back to singing that good music and looking like something. I wish we all worked on our self-esteem a little bit more. I wish we all took care of ourselves, held ourselves a little more accountable, went to church more, talked to God more. I wish we didn't always use some of the tactics that we're using these days. Like I said, ladies, surgery is not always the key to getting a man, finding happiness, making yourself feel better about things. See, all y'all know is nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds off for a family of 4. See, that's all y'all know. Not too much, but definitely sounds great over a New Orleans bounce beat. But I feel like the ladies want all the material things and have seen others get things a certain way and now we're following the leader. However, everything you see that looks like it's working is not always working. Not everyone's being honest and truthful about how they feel and about their experiences. Keep that in mind. Everybody says they want love, but seem like everybody want the material things. I'm not sure. Look at Keisha, KO, and Gucci Mane. She say her man ain't got to come home and do nothing. Just take you a little shower and I'ma do the rest. I'ma hold it down with the kid. I'ma be on stage with you every chance you get. You ain't got to ever worry about if I'm gonna be with you or not. I'm gonna be with you. That what she say, not me. See, she happy. However, it seemed like he happy too because she held him down. And maybe she's also allowing their relationship to flourish in other ways. You see what he getting? Is this basic treatment or is this king treatment? See, I don't know. See, I don't see nobody playing that game. Okay. I saw a few little princess treatment versus basic treatment. I ain't seeing a lot of kings out here. That's all I want to say. Shout out to the kings. I guess Gucci one of them kings over there, at least in his household. Now, luckily, there's still a strong household. David and Tamala, man. I'm very happy that they still together. I don't care if the rumors were semi-true. It's none of our business. Again, we want to promote the love, not try to tear it down every time it look a little shaky. Every time we hear something, don't mean we got to run with the narrative. How about we say a prayer for people some of the time? How about we hope that they get better? How about we hope that they get through some things? That's all. See, people who did break up, I'm glad Haley and DDG finally moving forward. See, fellas, I want to let you know something DDG did not know. You cannot go public with that new woman before she go public with that new man. I tried to tell you all that on a previous episode based on my own circumstance. It don't work. You go last. Even if you go first, make sure nobody know till they say they went first, okay? That's how they work, okay? And not too much on me, but you cannot be the first one who is with a new person and who looks happy. They need to move on first publicly, and then you can publicly move on. But you can't go frolicking on social media or around your kids with your new man or woman. It don't work like that. Make sure that lady is in a good space first, or she gonna make some things difficult for you. Just letting you know. And you could already be moving forward. Just know she can't know about it first, okay? Just keep that in mind. But some more celebrity news. You see Lil Nas X got arrested. Seemed like he was jaywalking. Seemed like he was nude. Super late at night. They say he wasn't on no drugs, though. They say he wasn't on no alcohol. I don't know what he was on. He did get arrested. They say he was being a little unruly to the cops who came around to arrest him. And that's what he being charged with. I don't know. Sound all like some bullshit. But hopefully he get out of jail. You don't want to see no black and brown, male or female, because he in between. But no male or female going to jail. So I wish him well. Somebody else I wish well. I mean, I always wish her well. Hey, shout out Glorilla. Hey, boo. I see you got a new man. First off, I see you like Brandon Ingram. I see you like a man who don't be opening his eyes that much, but not too much on Brandon because he used to play for the Pelicans, but he played for Toronto now, and that means he gonna be cool with Drake. So not too much on him, but we like Glorilla. We happy for people finding love, and even if it ain't love, finding some lust. Go have some fun. Tired of y'all being so serious all the time. Be adults. Be responsible. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Keep it private. Keep it hush. And do what adults do. Be with people who got some money. Can't be with no brokies. Male or female. See, 2025 and going forward, fellas. We ain't taking care of the ladies like we used to. We taking care of, but we not taking care of, okay? We need ladies to bring something to the table too. Hey fellas, you can't be at home either, okay? You can't be not doing your thing. You can't be freeloading off your lady either now. You still got to be the man of the house. Even though it's all right for the ladies to be contributing too. Equal rights, right? I thought. Right? Right. So, Gorilla, I like what you got going on, even though I didn't like that they tried to arrest you too. And not for some marijuana, especially when you wasn't in the house. So you telling me that if somebody come in my house, not my house, but I'm saying somebody's house that might be mine. I'm saying if it was my house, I'm just saying you could go in somebody's house, and if they got a little stash hidden somewhere secretly, not out loud, not out in the public, not where you could see it or smell, or it's hidden, but you find it. I don't know how they found this stuff, but they found it. And you saying because it's in my house, you could charge me for it, even though I'm not there? Oh, interesting. Glad. Glad it's not me, so I wish her well. That's all I want to say. Wish everybody well. Tighten up. Everybody tighten up. Don't let nobody know where your stuff at if you got something at the house. That's all I want to say. But moving on, I just want to throw y'all a little quick reminder. I know nobody talking about it. I know some of the requests was denied, but we're about a month and a half away before we learn the sentencing in that Diddy trial. Nobody talking about it right now, but that's what's been on my mind. I want to know what's going to happen. I'm thinking he going to get off, maybe some time served. I'm seeing what's going on in the world. People not even getting that much time for murders, and he getting some jail time for some consenting adult activities. And the lady who was doing the actual sexual work not getting no charge, not getting convicted for anything. Oh yeah, I'm not looking for him to be in jail too much longer. I ain't gonna hold you. So I'm super anxious to see what this bound to be, but we live in a world that be acting kind of funny. So I don't know if it's gonna go the way I think it should, because a lot of things be going like I don't think it should. So we gonna see. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. Just like I noticed recently, my mom and some of her siblings was watching some R. Kelly videos. He was singing in jail. Seemed like it might have been AI. I just want to let y'all know that these old ladies was definitely intrigued and excited to be hearing and seeing R. Kelly. That's all. That's all I want to say. The Pied Piper, he still gonna have fans if he ever get out of jail. He gonna be at all the picnics, at all amusement parks, at all the SeaWorlds. He gonna be everywhere. And not too much, but I definitely did see R. Kelly perform before, and it was a great little concert. I ain't gonna hold you, Nice. I had a good time. And somebody who else don't want too much on them, Snoop Dogg. You try to go and be a good grandparent and it backfired. Same for being a parent. That backfired too all the time, but I like when grandparents bump their head because they always try to do some things differently than when they was a parent. But nonetheless, Snoop Dogg, you tried to take your grandson to see Buzz Lightyear, the new movie, and your grandson of age and can ask some questions and know about some things because I guess he's been exposed to some things and can ask some questions now when he sees some differences. And he noticed some differences in the new movie that tickled his fancy, that had him uneasy, had him questioning some things. And Snoop Dogg, you did not know what to do. You did not know how to answer that. However, I just don't know when people don't have the answers. Why do y'all come to social media to ask questions? Who are y'all talking to? Why are y'all looking for some attention? Because that's what that really is. I don't care if you're a celebrity or if you a regular person. If you going on social media, if you got 5 friends or if you got 5 million friends and you asking questions, if you sharing your random day, you think your followers are your friends too. You think friends on social media equals friends in real life. And we need to change the narrative. A lot of y'all out here depressed at home for real. So keep that in mind. Now, I hope the LGBTQ community definitely take it light on Snoop Dogg, at least this time. Y'all didn't give him a hard time when he was hanging with Trump. He was performing at all the Trump events, making good money. Him and Nelly. Y'all ain't said nothing about them too loudly. So I won't hear nothing too much about this right now either. That's all I want to say. Don't just say something when it's just applicable to you. Say something all the time. Support all the issues that's wrong. Because he was wrong the other time too, but I ain't hear nothing. Now I got a little more music news and I'm going to speed it up. Hey, y'all saw Money Long and Life Jennings get into it a little bit? Again, Money Long, no disrespect, but I just want to share some honesty. Seem like, even though you one of the biggest artists in the world, phenomenal singer and whatnot, that relationship drama you got going on don't have you being the nicest person out here. Definitely have you eating a lot of extra little snacks. You said, not me. You said. And people said you was gaining a little extra weight. Them chubby cheeks, was coming out a little bit. One of my nicknames back in the day, not too much on me. But at the end of the day, they talking about you a little bit more than what you like, and you looking to start some trouble with some people that ain't even talking about you, ain't even messing with you. You ain't need to talk about Life Jennings. You ain't need to say he was being no hater in his music. That's all I want to say. Again, why are we randomly saying negative things about people on public platforms at that? Why you just can't tell your friends at home? Why you got to run a social media when you know you got millions of followers? See, that's what I don't understand. People looking for attention. Others who are looking for attention. Nicki Minaj, SZA. I love you ladies. I love y'all music. Y'all didn't need to do none of this. Seem like some misunderstandings. Seem like this didn't have nothing to do with both of y'all. Rightfully so, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think this was warranted all the way. At least not on a public platform. However, I might come at your neck. I might say something out loud real quick. I might jump out there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I get it. Now I also see a lot of you ladies don't know what y'all gonna do either, because a lot of y'all not doing that Nicki Minaj challenge where y'all crossing y'all legs while y'all standing up on a barbell or y'all standing up on a book. Standing up tall on one leg but y'all leg crossed in some high heels. I'm seeing a few celebrities, no regular folk on my timeline doing any of those trends. I wish I saw one of those. I was looking. Wanted to see who was potentially capable. But shout out to the ladies who can. Those who can't, be quiet. That's all I want to say. Some other people who need to be quiet. We wish people got along a little bit more. Sorry. Like I said, we promote peace this way. Dame Dash, why you can't be more friendly, bro? You see, whatever you was doing, what I call karma. Seem like some things coming back to bite you in your ass, bro. See, when your teeth start falling out, that mean you didn't went a little too far. That mean you didn't bit off a lot more than you could chew. I'm just saying. Now you want beef with your mans, Cameron. See, when people start making money, see, when your little mans ain't your little mans no more, there might be some envy and jealousy. See, I believe Dame Dash hating on Cam a little bit. Wishing Cam did some things for him that he ain't did yet. I don't know. I don't know their friendship. You wish people could come together. You wish people could figure it out. You wish people could keep us out their business. You could be mad at somebody and not tell nobody else. I'm mad at a lot of people, and I've not said a word. There's a lot of people I don't talk to anymore, and no one else knows about it. See how that goes? Everybody moving forward in their lives. They are, and I am too. Everybody cool. See, that's how you supposed to do it. Just move forward. Focus more on yourself. But a lot of people can't grow up. A lot of people can't move forward and get past them old bad habits. Look at 50 Cent Ja Rule. Still beefing over some things that happened 20, 30 years ago. Now, I think it was some big stuff. I don't think you forgive people. I don't think you forget. However, you can move forward. However, you don't have to give people any energy, any of your time. Focus on yourself. Focus on other positive things. What are you looking for? A sorry? You can't change what happened. Is there a way to rebuild? Are we looking to rekindle? If we trying to do some of that, then maybe we can be mad. Then we can worry about reaching out and figuring out how to fix things. But if we not trying to fix nothing, what we doing? Nah, seem like 50 Cent Ja Rule might want to fight. I almost rather them be on celebrity boxing than I'd rather them keep being on tour. I'm tired of them being on tour a little bit. Even though, get your money, black man. Get your money, King. But I'm tired of seeing this. Y'all getting a little old. I ain't gonna hold it. A little past your time. Even though I guess somebody like it. Because somebody keep going to the shows. But I don't think they packed out shows. You going to that Ja Rule concert? Cause I'm not. Sorry. Where would I be without my baby? I'm not going. Sorry. Ja Rule nice though. Back in the day though. Nice. 50 Cent. He nice though. Back in the day. In the club. Back in the day. Not right now. I don't want to hear it right now. Some of y'all be looking for too much nostalgic type vibes. Going back, living in the moment. Wish y'all was back in high school. Back in my day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But sometimes I just wish I was a kid again. That's what y'all doing. I'm not doing that, okay? Keep that in mind. Again, everybody just wants your money. They getting older. They short on their bills. Or they looking to buy some new things. They see opportunities. Ways to capitalize off of you. Your hard-earned work. Your hard-earned money. We're already not making that much. And they trying to take more from you. Look at Rashida trying to go on tour. You going to see Rashida in concert? But not Ja Rule? Come on now, what we doing? We shouldn't be going to see either. But when you got some who going, now you letting others think they could go on tour too. See what I'm saying? You got to shut this shit down at some point so you can stop the momentum. So you don't let these other people think they could go too. Only select people need to be on tour right now. See, when I was going to SeaWorld, I was going to take the kid to see the animal. I'm not going to see no concert. I don't want to see Bow Wow. If I did, I would have went on the Scream tour. I don't want to see Soulja Boy. I just don't. I don't want to see Trina. Okay, maybe I want to see Trina. But I don't want to hear her music, okay? So I'm not going to SeaWorld for that. I understand the business model. A lot of businesses are merging with other businesses. Try to lower costs to try to improve on generating more revenue. I understand that model. All businesses doing that. Targets, Walmarts, every business are merging with other businesses. They're reducing storefronts to be able to go into other people's storefronts, incorporate their business within another business. Everybody share expenses and everybody benefit from the result. Now, I'm not too mad if it's built into the normal price. Although, is SeaWorld even popular? Are we still taking kids to SeaWorld right now? I mean, let me know. I ain't been to SeaWorld in a very long time, but is that still one of the hot spots for the kids? Ain't that many locations, so are we going out our way to go to SeaWorld is what I'm asking. I don't want to see Ying Yang twins either, okay? Now, they be having some health scares, so hopefully they doing a little bit better. Hey, man. Hey, black man, I hope y'all go ahead and get checked up on. Hope y'all going to the doctor. Health is wealth. But like I said, I can't keep going to these same old shows, okay? And I mean old shows for real. And I get it. People are classics, but these ain't classic artists. You know, some are, but most aren't. Not right now. Classic is when you been in the game 30, 40, 50 years and still making some music. And all right, maybe we might be doing some of that. But like I said, a lot of these artists, a lot of these entertainers are struggling and need your money. So in order to pay their bills, they need you to buy things from them, attend their shows, and they don't care where they're at as long as they're going to get enough people to come. So enjoy yourselves. You know, I guess if you got kids, go to SeaWorld. Maybe you might also get a free concert. I'm not sure. Now, I think the SeaWorld tickets then went up to account for the extra costs that they have with these concerts, but I don't know. I do know that a lot of people wasn't happy going to Essence this summer. I know a lot of people choosing to skip Essence that I know. A lot of people not going like they used to. I've been stopped going. I don't know how many times y'all need to keep going to keep seeing the same type of stuff. I know it's a different person every time, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes they reoccurring acts. Sometimes it's just something to do because you live in the city. But not too much about my city, I guess. I don't know. I do know that they say it was trash. And it was so trash that the CEO had to step down. See, people ain't like her incorporating Target into some of their marketing, some of their promo, some of the advertisements. One of the leading vendors that weekend, even though a lot of people was checking out what they had to offer, you see they got a lot of backlash. You see you getting more backlash from people who wasn't even at the event. I do see some of that too. A lot of people got something to say who didn't even attend. Although a lot of people who attended wasn't as happy as they used to be. Therefore, it seemed like her stepping down was justified. Just like the Target CEO finally stepping down was justified, or moving around. Seemed like maybe not all the way stepping down, but changing positions, allowing someone else to step into a different role while they take a different role. I don't know. Seem like they just trying to get the black people to come back in to buy some things, even though I keep seeing and knowing a few of the black folk keep going to Target. A lot of y'all go to Target. I just want to shout out to those like myself who have not really started going back to Target. Pastor Jamal Bryant said we weren't going, so we not going. And I don't be liking how they be trying to cater and use us, and you start to see a little bit more of it after the fact, based on how they treated us during this time. So Target, I don't know how y'all gonna get us back in y'all good graces, or if y'all gonna get us back, but you're going to need to do a lot more than what you've been doing. Now, somebody I love and who always gives more and more and more, Chris Brown, is on tour right now. He first was doing the international side. Now he's on the American side of his tour, and people are loving it. I don't know how Chris Brown do all that he does at his show. They say he doing almost 3 hours straight. I really want to attend. However, I don't like a lot of crowds, and I do think some of this is overvalued, even though I believe a lot of these entertainers, a lot of these venues and concerts got over on y'all. Usually you got to go and get tickets to concerts soon as they are released. At least if you want a good ticket, at least if you want a good price and you want a good seat. But what we've been learning is the tickets start off pretty high, but as you get closer to the actual date, you can still buy tickets similar to those same seats at a way cheaper price. Not just the Chris Brown concert, all concerts. So I don't know if you're going to re-strategize on going to concerts, if there's better ways to buy tickets. I'm not really sure, as I'm still not interested in going. But I am noticing some things so that I can be prepared in the event I do want to attend. Now, I'm the type of guy who always wanted to be like Chris Brown. Me and Chris Brown are a little close in age, even though he's a little younger. But Chris can sing and dance. And I think I can dance a little bit, but I've never been as intrigued with his dance moves. However, I do wish I could sing like Chris Brown. Dancing, not so much. He be doing way too many flips for my liking. For me, I just feel like I might be out of breath a lot more than he would. I'm just glad he in shape. Paul. Drake and Party Next Door are also on tour right now. They're on their international side. They only have a few more dates left. See, everybody got something coming. Everybody promoting. Everybody working hard. You see, Drake also got Iceman coming soon. Now, I'm not a fan of all the new songs. What Did I Miss is one of the better songs that came out this year. I'm not going to say a classic, but I'm going to say a really, really good song. I'm not sure about the other two songs, but I'm looking forward to anything he releases, and Iceman is coming soon. Now, on another note, Drake, you don't need all these streamers to help you market and promote yourself or to get back in the good graces of those fans that you kind of lost during the battle. Just get back to the music. The music is all we want. Everybody coming right back soon as the music comes. And you don't need help from everyone. Although I thought the bond with Kai Cenat was genuine, even though I would be offended if you publicly dissing me too on your platform. And it wasn't a big diss, so you got to be super sensitive to see it like that, Drake. However, I might be a little upset about it. Sorry. Not this level, but I might be a little upset. And I don't think it was that bad. He just posted your headline. Get over it, Kai. But it also let me know that this was more business than it was actually friendship. And that's what you're seeing right now. A lot of times people are doing business with people who not their friends for real. But they're also not being guarded and having high standards during this time. Totally backwards, in my opinion, but you see over and over, these are the same type of situations that people are going through. Now, more people who are on tour. You see Beyonce just finished her tour. Everybody loved the Cowboy tour. Everybody had their gear on. Everybody went to the concert multiple days. You can't go wrong with going see Beyonce. Now, Beyonce also had them ticket prices come down too. See, everybody can't charge high prices at them stadiums. A lot of seats, and you're not selling out no stadium. You might have a lot of people, it might be full, but you're not selling out no stadium. So shout out to y'all who overpaid, I guess. I don't know. Once you spend your money, don't go back and check again to see if a better deal came. Only spend what you're comfortable spending. Now, I heard her show was phenomenal. I heard it was very family oriented as she had her kids a part of her show, doing different things, dancing, coming out, performing. I also like on some of the last few shows, or the very last show, where she brought out Destiny Child to do a few songs, and they all look very nice. You never know, might be getting some more new music. Probably in the next few years, but at the end of the day, it's better than never getting it again. Now, based on if you're listening to me clearly, you see a lot of people on tour, and I haven't even mentioned everybody. Everybody and their mama on tour. I'm just talking about the big people, the ones that didn't caught my eye. Like I said, I don't believe you need to be going. And it's not cheap. It's not always a good quality concert either. It just depends. You're gambling. You never know what you're going to get on any given Sunday. Also, Coldplay is on tour. Now, I don't know one song from Coldplay. All I know is they were in the news most recently of ending some relationships. Even though I don't think they ended it, I think the people in the relationship actually ended it. But, my only issue with the work couple is, why did y'all react the way you did? You brought more attention your way. You almost acted like you was embarrassed to even be out in public with your coworker. It wasn't like y'all was doing so much. I mean, you was doing a little too much, but you wasn't making out per se, even though you was on a kiss cam. Y'all was kind of snuggled up there watching the concert. You didn't have to duck low and do all that extra dramatic stuff. And even if you got in trouble, bro, take it on the chin, stand in it, hold yourself accountable, and move forward in your life. Hopefully you like the lady, because if her husband left her and your wife left you, then I'm guessing y'all about to be together, because I know y'all not about to now go be single after all this. Y'all might as well be together a little bit more, at least temporarily. So, but now you got to worry about finding you another job because y'all no longer work at that company. So shout out to Coldplay. Again, go to these concerts at your own risk, especially if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm not sure. Be careful or do right. Somebody else to me who I feel been doing right lately and who also got a new album on the way, Cardi B. I like what she been doing. I don't know how she be doing all this being a mom of 3, and they're alleging she could be pregnant again, I guess. I don't know. This gonna be very interesting. I don't know what be going on between her and Stephon Diggs. He in his season right now, and he need to do well. He need to stay focused. He don't need distraction. He almost tried to break up with you before the season started. Now, I don't know if that's all the way true. They said he didn't like some of the smell. Hey, women have odors just like men. That's all I want to say. The ladies can smell bad too some of the times. I mean, it's not uncommon. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I just feel like, why is this public news? You need to keep some things in-house. This is super embarrassing if any of this is even true. Hopefully, they are together, although I don't see them posting like they were before this news came out. Now, over the past few months, I've been listening to a lot of new music, and I want to share what I've been listening to. Now, we're going to be quick about the latest and greatest, so I definitely want you to go tap in as I'm giving you my new recommendation. Cardi B husband, or ex-husband, I should say, just dropped a new project, Offset. New music, pretty good. You also got Gunna. Gunna got a new album out right now. Better than good. I'm going to get at a B+. Although I agree with everybody that a lot of his songs sound the same. but they are a vibe. Check out Gunna. Now, if you're going to check out Gunna, I guess you also should check out Mariah the Scientist. I like the vibes from the R&B ladies all the time. The ladies are winning right now in R&B and hip hop. They are some of my favorite out right now. Now, I was hoping that this new album for Mariah was going to be a little bit better than what it was. It's cool though. It has a few little bombs, but not as good as I was hoping. I'm guessing the next one gonna be a lot better since she gonna have a lot more to talk about and express herself since a lot of things been going on, you know. Sidebar, Young Thug been in the news lately. Her man's in them. Seemed like there was a lot of drama going on while he was in jail. You know, don't you hate when people won't bring up your old stuff? Ain't nobody was talking about that. Who even releasing this old information? There wasn't no privacy. Nah, hey, Mr. Young Thug, I watch enough Law and Order, New York Undercover, Matlock, In the Heat of the Night to know that you can't be saying no anything while you in jail and think that somebody can't replay or listen to what you're saying. And you doing a lot of talking, my guy. You doing a lot of pillow talking, bro. And you ain't always talking to your lady. You talking to a few different people and you doing a lot of pillow talking. I know you in there. It's just you're a little bored, but you're doing a lot of talking. And this coming from a guy who talk a lot. But if you know me, you know I ain't never really talking about nothing. We saying something. We don't shut up. But you don't know nothing. I don't know if you get what I'm putting down, but I'm putting it down. And I hope you get it one day. I'm just saying, I'm sharing without sharing. I'm communicating, I'm conversing, I'm having quality conversations without telling you all my business. I don't know what Thug was thinking about. And now he in some drama, and now he hoping to move forward right now. That's what he said in his tweet. He hoping everybody kind of move forward right now. Respect his wishes, even though he started all this. Interesting. And they was also saying Thug was doing some snitching, even though he said he don't believe in snitching. And snitches get stitches. So I'm not sure. I am a civilian, though. I just want to let anybody know, if you didn't know, I don't play by the same rules. Although I do agree, snitches should get stitches, just a little bit. But mind your business, and then you ain't got to worry about snitching on nothing. And don't be asking and including people in what you got going on, and then you ain't got to worry about if somebody gonna snitch on you. See how that works? Everybody protect themselves, and nobody involved direct. Now again, I don't pillow talk. I've never pillow talk. I believe you're hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. I believe sometimes you're giving information to people who might turn around and use it against you. Keep that in mind, fellas. Don't think you're always gossiping about the people you friends with to your lady and think that you get to still go and kick it with them friends. Just saying. Just saying. Keep that in mind. Now some more albums real quick. The Clipse album wasn't all that. It was cool though. I listened to the album a few times. It was consistent. It was cool. They're a little older. You could tell. I don't want to hear that type of talk. But it was cool. That new Tyler the Creator new album. I thought that was pretty good. I was more happy that it was a different type of an album. I was happy that it was not like everything else that's currently out. Had a little more dancing type of a feel. Something you could bop to. It was more refreshing than anything. It was super refreshing to hear from Chance the Rapper. His new album is very good. I'm still checking out the content and everything he talking about, but I love the flow. Some of the songs have already made the playlist. I'm really enjoying that album. Another album I'm enjoying, that new JID album. I think he is a phenomenal rapper. Every song on his album, straight bars. I love how he comes from under the umbrella of J. Cole. And he been doing this thing. It's not something that you're going to necessarily play in the club. However, it's good quality music. And he's saying a lot of things. And he got bars, like I said. Somebody else who got bars. Another classic album. Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist got a new album that just came out. Fire. It's crazy how every time I'm listening to the Freddie Gibbs album, I hear pockets in songs where I think Benny the Butcher should be on. You know, but they not friends. Right now, at least. Even though they saw each other at the airport, made some news, had some conversations, trying to figure out if they still beefing or not. We don't know. Sometimes let's make some money. Let's stop the violence. Find an enemy that don't look like you and the people that look like you. If you need an enemy, you don't even need an enemy. The devil is the only enemy, and you ain't got to worry about finding him. He gonna find you. Something else that found me. Justin Bieber dropped 2 albums in the last 2 months, and I listened to both of them. Now, Justin Bieber won't be black. We all know that already. He also been denying a lot of them Diddy rumors, so not too much on Justin. I don't know. Seems super questionable, but everybody is allowed to move forward in their life. And if he not gonna talk about it, why should we? But he got some nice little songs on there. Sometimes I'm a little triggered by listening to a white guy sounding black or pop guy trying to do R&B, but I do like Justin Bieber and songs are pretty cool. Now, an album that I think is one of my favorite that then came out in the last 2 months that might surprise you, Juicy J dropped a jazz album. Now, he got some rapping on it, maybe a song or two, not much, but it's mainly just vibes, jazz vibes. And it's very, very soothing, and I'm really enjoying it. I damn near play it every day, a couple times a day. But I'm enjoying it. He's always trying different things. Juicy J is about his moolah. Juicy J is always reinventing the wheel and reinventing his craft. So I appreciate that new album. And he always dropping quality. See, that's what you want. You want to follow artists and entertainers who always consistently giving you quality. Just like Giveon. He gave me a nice new little album, quality. Jack Boys 2, Travis Scott and them boys. Don Toliver, quality. Tiana Taylor just released a new album. She had a lot of skits on there, though. I didn't really need that. But I love me some Tiana Taylor. And Mr. Mufasa, Mr. Aaron Pierre, he like him some Tiana, too. Nah, everybody like Tiana, seem like, except Iman these days. I don't know. But I like to see black love. I like to see new black love. I just hope that they just enjoying themselves. I hope it's just fun for right now. You know, sometimes you don't want to get too ahead, but you don't want to block your blessings. So keep that in mind, and I hope they do well. Also, my guy Kate Camp got another album. Hey, shout out Lil D again. I didn't listen to it. There's a few more R&B type of vibes, but it's sounding real good so far. You know, I'm hoping to add a few songs to the playlist, but I like Kate Camp. I like his vibes. And sidebar, Kate Camp was on the Cam Newton podcast, and he said he trying to get at Lisa Ray. He said, the beautiful, the magnificent. Hey, look, the fine like white wine, Miss Lisa Ray. Kate Camp said he won't get at you. And she's responded, said he might have a chance. I don't even know if she knows who Kate Camp is, but at the end of the day, she getting a little older and beggars can't be choosy. And sometimes you got to keep an open mind. And that's what I'm learning in life. Keep an open mind. Be more flexible. Have fun. You know, isn't that what the summer's supposed to be about? Having fun. Having a good time, socializing, being outside, as Cardi B said. We got to enjoy ourselves. We got to have experiences. We have to live a little more for now, since tomorrow isn't promised as much. Now I want to share with you a few things that I was actually watching on TV. I told y'all, ain't been that much sports. We checking on WNBA from time to time, but when Caitlin Clark got injured again and she not coming back no more, they just announced that the playoffs are about to start and nobody is checking for it. And it's sad to see. All because Caitlin Clark is not going to be playing. The attendance numbers are low. Back to normal again. And it's sad. However, they're going to start appreciating Caitlin Clark a little bit more as she affects the numbers. She going to help them get more money. And without her, people not really as interested. And again, this league was here before Caitlin Clark got here. So I don't understand why they're allowing her to be such a driving force. But like I said, I've been watching a lot of TV. I've shared with y'all in numerous episodes that we've removed a lot of platforms, and we shout out the plug on every episode because he allowed for us to get access to whatever we want access to. See, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I know somebody. So shout out to Plug again. But that new Denzel, Spike Lee, ASAP Rocky movie, Highest to Lowest, not too bad. It wasn't all that. Some of the cinematography and how he showcased different things in his movies, you can see he has a consistent theme. But overall, it was just a cool movie. Like I said, it's refreshing to see certain people. And I'm always going to support Denzel. Now, I thought I could always support dinosaurs and watch anything associated with Jurassic Park, but that new Jurassic World movie was not that good. I'm just happy that I'm able to watch it in the basement. That's it. I can hit pause. I can enjoy myself and do it how I want to do it. And I don't have to rush to watch it. Something else I didn't rush to watch, but I thoroughly enjoyed a lot more than Jurassic Park. That new F1 movie was good. Brad Pitt, Domson from Snowfall, he's in it. I thought that was pretty good. I also watched a few different movies from Michael J. White. One of the actors from the Why Did I Get Married series, directed by Tyler Perry. He say we wasn't gonna get a part 3, but all of a sudden he accused of doing some things, and his accuser want $260 million, and now he teasing us with a part 3. We don't want it anymore. Don't give us something late now. We're not interested. Should have gave it to us when we was asking for it, when they still had a little buzz. I don't want to have to go back to watch part 2 to prepare myself for part 3. Everybody know what happened in part 1, but I don't need to do all that. You took too long. Sorry. But I do like Michael J. White as an actor. He had 2 new movies that came out. Like I said, I don't really know what platform it might. It was Tubi. Shout out Tubi, I guess. I don't know. I'm not watching it on Tubi, but shout out Tubi. But I like those couple of movies that he came out with. I'm also watching The Chi. I know they're on a little break right now, but The Chi is going great. Lena Waithe has put on a phenomenal show. It's super black. I don't always like some of the stereotypical type storylines, but this most recent season is really, really good to me. And I watched all the seasons. But check out The Chi. Support black quality, black good quality TV. Something else that's out that's new. Supposed to be based around something that's super quality, but I think it missed extremely. The Paper. Supposed to be some sort of a spin-off type show from The Office, one of my favorite shows of all time. And it isn't that good. I've watched most of the episodes. I've had to rewatch a few as I've lost interest and was easily distracted. It's not as funny as I would hope, and I'm not comparing it to The Office. I'm not holding it to the same standard. I'm trying to give it its own just due, but I'm still not as satisfied. So shout out to them for creating something. Hopefully it gets better. See, a lot of things not gonna get better. A lot of things, if it don't get better, not gonna be here much longer. See, that's what I'm seeing in the world. A lot of shows getting canceled. A lot of people losing their job. See, everybody don't have good quality things to talk about. Everybody not promoting good positive message. A lot of people gossiping. A lot of platforms gossiping about the same stuff. And if you ain't got something that you bringing to the table a little differently than everybody else, then you might get drowned out in the noise. People might desire to hear from others more than they want to hear from you. See, I try to figure that out on my platform. How can I differentiate myself from others? How can I give a consistent theme, messaging, while always giving updates to current events? Those are some of my goals, some of my things that I'm trying to accomplish as I'm on my platform, as I'm creating content. But like I say, everybody ain't gonna be able to keep creating content because everybody ain't gonna be able to have a job no more. You can't always do what you want in your personal life and then think you could come over here and do what you want at this job. We ain't always rocking with everything you're doing. That's why people need to be a little more private. Shannon Sharp, you used to be my guy a little bit more, even though I think you've been being a little more messy on your platform. Nonetheless, ESPN finally said no. ESPN finally said you can't come back, bro. And I don't like the timing of things, but they had to let you know they will no longer need your services, although they really wish they didn't have to do that. They really wish you could have came back. They was ready to give you a lot of money, maybe even more than Stephen A, as you was better than Stephen A. But they can't allow for a big black man to allegedly be doing things to a frail, petite white one. I'm not sure how much wrongdoings as, I'm really not sure who did what. He eventually settled and she eventually retired from OnlyFans. So I guess it was a nice check. But hey, Shannon, you better tighten up. I know you got a few other platforms that you get to do content on and you're doing well. And I'm guessing them paying the bills. But be careful. Monique told you to leave them little girls alone, get you somebody a little older. She ain't say you had to deal with a black woman, even though that's a good start too. Nobody white really understanding how country y'all for real, for real. Now, Shannon, you might need to go ahead and have another interview with Cat Williams, although Cat might not be able to come on your platform either because now he might be in a little scandal as there's some indirect drama going on related to him and people he know or who used to work for him, as there was a murder and I don't know all the details, but some other comedian was killed by, I guess, an old security guy who used to work for Cat Williams. So we gonna be on the lookout for more information on that for sure. But Cat Williams and Shannon Sharpe might need each other, so there might be a part 2 coming soon. Just remember you heard it from me first. Again, people not gonna keep paying you them big dollars and you're not producing good results. Just like the BET will no longer be showing certain award shows, especially the BET Awards. They said y'all came to the last award show, and that was cute, but y'all took too long. Where y'all been at? We've been looking for people to come support, big names, and we had to bring all the streamers out just to get a few of y'all old heads to come back, and it was nice, but a little too late, it seemed. Interesting. Just like it's a little too late for Netflix, in my opinion. I know you've been trying to get my services back, and I then told everybody maybe you ain't got the message. I like what I got going on with the plug, so I'm not coming back. Although I see y'all emails, even though I'll be deleting them, asking me to come back. I ain't seeing no special. I ain't seeing you cutting the calls for me, making me feel special again so I could come on back. So until you do that, just know we're going to stay where we at because we happy where we at. We not looking to come back unless you incentivize me a little bit more. Don't try to get me to come back on doing the same old stuff I was doing before I left. You're not reading the room. Keep that in mind. Now, I should have been reading the room when I finally watched the last season of Squid Games. Now, I was wondering why I didn't hear too many people talk about it, as when it first came out, it had good buzz. As even the second season, it still had good buzz. But for some reason, the third season didn't have that much buzz. But I be minding my business and I don't really be listening. So I still wanted to finish the series. And it was only 6 episodes. But I just want to say, I'm glad I did not rush to watch it. I'm glad it took me this long. And I wish it would have took me even longer. How do you end a series and a competition with a newborn baby winning the competition? That's all I want to say. Not too much. But it wasn't all that. I was a little disappointed in this last season. Something else I was a little disappointed in. They had the new series, Zero Down, on Netflix. It was just okay. I'm learning what's going on, even though I'm not over there. I still keep my ear to the streets. And every time I see and I think I hear something good, I check it out and realize I'm not missing too much. So do better, as I'm going to keep doing what I'm already doing, as it's making me feel better. Now, there was a few shows on Netflix that I did enjoy. Since, during the summer when nothing's showing, you got to find new things to watch. You have to diversify your portfolio. You have to be open to trying new things. Now, I happened to stumble upon a few episodes of Queer Eye, and I actually enjoyed those episodes. I enjoyed how these guys really be helping out people change who they are, change how they feel about themselves, how they feel about the environment, and how they feel about people around them. They really encourage people to get back to themselves. I love the positivity about the show. It's really, really, really good quality show. Definitely caught a few episodes of Queer Eye. I also caught a few episodes of 60 Days in Jail. That's also been a decent little show. Not that I would ever really do that, especially not for $50K. Volunteer to go to jail just to win some money. And while being in there, being a snitch for the warden in the jail, I'm okay. $50K is not a lot of money for me. So I don't want to do 60 days in jail just for $50K. Now I might do it for $100K, but not $50K. See, a lot of people do a lot of things for some money. You just got to know where you're standing at and what you're willing to do. Can't do everything for money. You got to know all money ain't good money. Something else I was able to watch, on another platform, a platform I do enjoy, Hulu. They had a movie called A Scam Called Love. My guy Bunny from A Mayor of Kingstown was in this movie, playing a guy who actually liked this lady he knew, who really didn't like him, but needed him to get a green card, needed him to stay in America because she was not from there and she was about to have to go back to her home country. Again, quality movie, A Scam Called Love. Love the title. That's what drew me into watching this, but it wound up being a decent little movie. Something quick, something easy to watch, not too much. Also, if you like quality anime, Bob's Burgers is always a go-to. They always got new episodes dropping. They got a plethora of episodes, a plethora of seasons. Definitely check out Bob's Burgers. A lot of people be forgetting they still be out there. They be coming out with new episodes. They've been one of the only series that I watched that been dropping new episodes during the summertime. They've been helping sustain me while everything else been off the grid. And one of my favorite platforms to enjoy watching TV on, especially that I actually pay for myself, Amazon Prime. I really enjoy Prime. I'm always able to find things. They're always releasing new quality content, whether it's TV series or movies. I love how they separate and organize some of the movies. I love how they keep you abreast of things. And I want to share what I've been watching on Prime. First off, The Countdown. Oh, I love that series. See, if you like action and crime and law and order type, criminal activity, detective, really good quality series. Gave me about 13 episodes, 5. And if you like Bosch, you could also go watch Ballard. It's a spinoff of Bosch, another good series that came out, Amazon Prime. Then you had Terminal List, just came out with a new version of their series. It's been dropping new episodes every Wednesday. Quality TV. Again, I like some of that military, some of that criminal activity. Not gruesome, not scary, but I like government, military, police type shows. Usually, when I didn't watch everything, some other stuff finally coming back. And that's how I work. We back in football. So everything worked out like it's supposed to. That's why I'm just giving y'all what I've been watching over the past 2 months. And most of it was on Amazon Prime. I saw that new Eddie Murphy movie, The Pickup. It was just okay. Again, though, something quality to watch at home. See, stuff be so much better when you can watch at home versus if you had to go to the movies, pay a few extra dollars, inconvenience yourself, extra previews for 30, 45 minutes just for a decent movie. Well, the movie was still decent, but everything else was so much better. Just like that new Ice Cube movie, War of the Worlds. I really enjoyed it. I saw that it didn't get a lot of good press, but I really enjoyed watching that new Ice Cube movie. I love the family dynamics. I loved how things was not as predicted as I thought it would be. It was a little corny here and there, but again, good quality at home family type TV. You need that. You need to mix that in. You can't just watch reality TV all the time. You got to have some other type of scripted, some type of quality type TV to diversify your portfolio, to diversify your interest level, motivate you in other ways, learn from other things. In the new Ice Cube movie, he was dedicated to his job. And at the end of the day, he wound up quitting his job, hoping to do some new things, hoping to be more there for his family. See, I understand things like that. For me, I've made a lot of choices in my career hoping to be a better parent. It's not always easy going to work and raising a family. I started off the podcast talking about parenting and how difficult it is. I saw firsthand in this movie that It was very difficult for Ice Cube to parent his kids. They were getting older. His wife, their mom, passed away a few years ago. Everybody is not all the way healed from that. Ice Cube, super overprotective, and he works for the government, and he works a strenuous type job, a demanding type job, a job that needs him all the time. He's good at what he do, but it does not help him be the best family man that he can be. I liked how at the end of the movie, he eventually made some different choices. He eventually realized that he was looking at things all wrong. He was giving more time to work than home. See, I want to end this episode by giving y'all an update as I was looking for a new job, and I thought I was finally going to get this new job, and I did not get it. I got all the way to the final end, and they did not select me, and it's okay. The timing of it when I found out was not the best, as some other things were going on, and it kind of hurt a little bit. I was getting a little too excited. I was getting a little too ahead of myself. Luckily, I wasn't doing anything, but mentally, I was starting to see myself leaving my current job for sure, but also envisioning what I would look like being at this new job, doing this new type of work. And what God got for me is going to be for me. See, sometimes you can't worry. Sometimes you can't stress. Sometimes you can't control everything. Sometimes you can just control what you can control and hope for the best. Be prayerful, be mindful, work with others, hold yourself accountable, understand that nothing is going to be perfect, but things will always get better and be better at the end of the day.
I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?